Good afternoon, y'all. So I felt compelled to come on and do a little teaching. What came to me is that the word for 2026 uh, is liberty. And I had to pause for a moment. I said, I wonder if freedom would be a better word. But I was like, no, liberty is the word. And interestingly enough, Independence Day is just around the corner, right? So the beginning of the year is around March 21st. And so the first trimester uh, is usually dark. In fact, most women hardly even know that they're pregnant during the first trimester, or they find out sometime within that time period. And then they move into the second trimester. So Independence Day marks the second trimester, right? And the word that I'm working with for the year, for the next 40 weeks, because pregnancy is 40 weeks, not 9 months, is liberty. So a word in language, there's the denotative definition of a word, and there's the connotative definition of a word. The denotative definition of a word is its definition from the dictionary, right? And the connotative is its concept or its familiarity with how a person uses it, like the context with which a person finds himself using these words and what images and thoughts they associate with that word rather than what it actually says in a dictionary. So I looked up both liberty and freedom, and my connotatives kind of stand, right? So freedom to me implies kind of like a free for all, like anything goes, right? Anything goes. Um, and liberty implies that there's guardrails in a way, and yet it's like a liberty, like you've been released, or there's a one condition and then another condition. You know what I'm saying? I'm operating in liberty, which kind of implies at one point was I not, right? So I looked up the definitions of the words, and I did a little comparison there. So it says freedom, by definition, is the power or right to speak, act, change as one wants without hindrance or restrictions, right? And power could be good, bad, a little, or a lot. I mean, power could has all kinds of descriptions, right? Whereas the definition of liberty is a little bit different. It says liberty is the state of being free within society from restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views, right? So, that being said, I was like, that kind of makes sense to me, especially for Black Americans, right? Because we're going from a state, one mind state of slavery, to a new mind state of freedom. And what does that look like, right? Liberty implies some sort of, like I said, gradual or here to here liberty, right? So in thinking about that, I was like, all right, even Cleaver speaks of something similar to that. In one of his pieces, he's talking to as the black male. He's talking to the black female, or as the black man to the black woman, and he says, "We could not have risen out of slavery had we not been torn down from our throne." What? Very interesting. And to me, that kind of implies that there is a black soul with a capital B and a capital S that is planted in America. and is now growing, rising from slavery to freedom. And what that is looking like is what we're witnessing or experiencing if we happen to be blessed with that heritage. And in fact, we have this like duo indigenous people citizenship going on or claim going on. We are indigenous people in a way. And yet, in the United States of America, we are indigenous in this political system. We are the indigenous people of this political system, of this United States of America. And we are going from being an indigenous being to a citizen being, right? And what that looks like and what that operation is. And I think that's very interesting for us, you know what I'm saying? And even in the Black National Anthem, right? It speaks of that. And I hope that on Independence Day, you actually take the time to either recite the words to the Black National Anthem or even better yet, sing them. I would sing them, but they may want to charge me or fine me or something like that. But you know, I know brothers and sisters don't celebrate Independence Day. Our people were laying the groundwork. We're doing the dang thing in 1776. Planting those seeds, establishing those roots to be able to grow through this soil and make its way throughout this landscape so we can be and see what it is that we be and see today, right? In 2026, 250 years later. And slavery, mind you, was before that. So keep that in mind. Lift every voice and sing. Song by J. Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty with a capital L. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. We're bumping from coast to coast. Nate Dogg and Warren G, right? Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. They're teaching us, y'all. Are we learning our lessons? Are we applying them? Sing a song full of the hope that the present, that this present, the presence has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Right? And I don't mean march with flags and signs and protests. I'm not even sure if that practice and method as far as change or whatever it's supposed to be is the plan nowadays. However, the march of the black soul throughout history is rising in this land. And the way that it's going to look and what it's going to reveal in 36, 37 weeks now, I'm very interested to find out, right? So I just wanted to put that out there, brothers and sisters, and let you all know that I'm thinking about you, praying for us. Oh, that's what I also wanted to say. The law of liberty in Scripture, right? The law of liberty is going from an outside Obedience to an outside authority and source, to an internal, joyful, spirit led behaviors grounded in love, right? That is what the law of liberty is, and it is inside of us to carry with us as we march through time and space in our place today, right? So I don't know if I've articulated that well, y'all, but I just want you to know that the word of the year of 2026 is liberty. Celebrate that Independence Day. You celebrate Juneteenth, celebrate Independence Day. Whether you're walking in it or not, whether we are walking in it or not, independently as a group, independently as individuals, it is ours to claim. Be blessed. Peace, y'all.